the Executive Governor of Edo State, the very distinguished, passionate lover of culture, Governor Godwin Obaseki, ably represented here today by my good friend and brother, the Honorable Commissioner in charge of culture, tourism, and diaspora. Very distinguished members of the Edo State Cabinet here present, the Special Assistant to the Governor, the directors here present from Edo State, our directors, the lovely cultural troupe from Edo State, very distinguished gentlemen of the press, invited guests. It's my singular honor. Audience, please, please, I have only a few minutes. Don't deny me my constitutional right at this moment, please. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor and pleasure to let you know, audience please, that today is the day for the Nigerian media and the international media. It's a special day for you. There's a disconnection. When most people say they have press conference, they put other things to fizzle it out. But today I've got a good news to tell you that this will be an annual event. Whether any state we are going to, will invite the whole world to know that NAFEST is moving to the new place. But ladies and gentlemen, why this is particularly unique is that Edo State, the cradle of culture in our history of this great country, is hosting NAFEST for the first time in 2019. I commend the courage, the tenacity and support of the governor and the honorable commissioner. I'm sure some of you will be wondering, why is Otumba a little bit excited? I need to tell you something today. There's no need for us to fight in this country. There's no need for us to disagree among ourselves. This is a beautiful country with beautiful people, beautiful things happening. One of the reasons why I was championing Edo, I'm sure the commissioner and the cabinet members will be surprised to hear this. We went for the World Cup in Russia last year, right? And when we got to when we got to Russia, we were asked, what are we going to do? We said we're going to exhibit the Nigerian history of football from the day Nigeria started playing at the railways, barefooted without boots. We did the exhibition right in this hall. NFA was amused. And we took that message to Russia. And Nigeria was the only country that came to the World Cup with a traditional and cultural content. Only country. People thought we didn't know what we were doing, but only to come back and the whole world celebrated us. How were we celebrated? In the evening of the night the ambassador met with me, we said we are looking for a cultural group. We were searching. Then come this wonderful woman of destiny who said, I have a group. I said, well, let's just manage it. Maybe they don't even know how to dance well or display well, but we'll manage. Only for Edo State group to emerge in Russia, in Moscow. Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you something here today, that the whole of Red Square in Moscow became electrified when the Edo Cultural Group came out. And every other country platform was vacant. Everybody moved to Nigerian stand because the white man asked me, how many years have they been practicing this dance? And I said to him, it's part of us. And that is why I've got a message today. to tell us that we should not play God for too long. This is a country God has blessed. One of the reasons why we have issues is because we don't respect each other's cultural beliefs and values. Only thing we need is cultural diplomacy, and there won't be any issue in Nigeria again. 2019 is a special year for us. Don't forget that Edo State, in particular the traditional institution, the Oba, is highly respected. The Oba, when he moves, dignity moves with him. Public relation moves with him. Honor moves with him. Oba Tope is there. And the whole world is asking us, where are these royal fathers? So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to use this platform, and that's why in this year, NAFEST, we're introducing Royalty Day. We want to show the royalty splendor of Nigeria to the whole world. And that is why we did not limit this press conference to just national or regional papers. We want to communicate to the whole world. It is only when you tell the world that you are beautiful that they will take a second look at your beauty. Nigeria want to use Edo State to communicate to the whole world that we are indeed beautiful, and they should look us again and bring out the beauty in every Nigerian. Maybe some of us may have noticed that we have rebranded NAFEST. We have skill acquisition, we have waste to wealth, we have free medical. We are touching lives with NAFEST, and that is part of our strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, for a very long time, we forgot something. I'm sure some of us didn't even realize it, that NAFEST is a product of that 1970 end of civil war, when our great leaders came together and said, what can we use for reconciliation, for reconstruction, and for rehabilitation? NAFEST was the key word, and we use it. Today is better for our great country, and I want to assure you that that Spirit of Almighty God will make the touching of the Spirit of God to change the narratives of the negative things of this country from Edo State.
Amen.
I'm sure we cannot run away from the splendor and the package of the rich culture of Edo people, which, of course, the first time I saw somebody wearing the beads, I thought I could go to the market and wear and buy the beads. And they say, wait a minute, it must be blessed before you can use it. It's specially done. I said, now, I'm finding out what I didn't know, that there are great things happening in our country. Edo people are royally inclined, and they show reality wherever they go. And the whole world is asking us, what's the meaning of royalty? Let me tell you a short thing here today. In the year 2007, we took some special tourists from Lagos to Abeokuta to Alake Palace. These are foreigners. 2 Americans were among them. When we got to the palace, we were greeting the Alake with some. He said, is the man sick? Why are we greeting him like that? Because the man was seated quietly. The white man have not seen reality before. He does not even know what it means. We are the owner of reality, and it's been deposited in Edo State. That's why we are going back home to touch that tenacity of reality, to touch our people. A great philosopher, Marcus, once said, he said, a people who have no knowledge of their culture is like a tree that has no roots. And we have roots in this great country. So, ladies and gentlemen, please hear me and hear me well. There is a new beginning for us to speak for ourselves. Enough of the negativity. Enough of telling stories, wrong thing about us. See the beautiful and pretty, handsome men and women that just showcase what steps can do. I can tell you, the whole of Europe can't give us that stepping except they use a battery. But we have it natural and we must celebrate it. Please, can we give a round of applause to this wonderful. While I'm rounding up, I must mention 2 governors that have given us a new beginning for this NAFEST. First, Kaduna in 2017. Governor Rufai did very, very well. We're highly impressed. We thought we finished business until we got to Rivers. And the governor was so committed that I was afraid. But when I visited Governor of Edo State, Obaseki, I now saw that I'm in for another new dimension of cultural display. This man took me through the memory lanes with my team. And honestly, I wish to commend him publicly that really, you don't get to know somebody until you get close to him or her. I commend his sense of history of taking us through memory lane. And I'm sure today, you can see that our hall is on its own speaking Edo State in totality. If you look here, the great Oba, who don't just speak, he communicates. And when he communicates, it's an authority. It's right here. You can see there, for the purpose of the media, we must use what we have to show the whole world. The coronation of that great Oba of Benin. Look at it there, you will see it. And right on the other side there, you will see all the governors, right from the days of Midwest to date. All the governors of Edo State are right there behind you. What we are trying to do is to show that really we have started somewhere and we have an history. But distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I will end this speech with a proverb. And that proverb I want to take from the cultural content. It says that it's when you wake up, it's your morning. If somebody wakes up by 5 a.m. and you are waking up by 6 p.m., you think you're on the same level. You are not being fair to humanity and nature. We are going to have a new beginning in Edo State come October 19 to 26. Please invite everyone to come to Edo State and let us show the best of our country. If we move from one state to the other, there will be less hate speeches, there will be less disagreement, and there will be more love. When we were in Rivers, when we were in Port Harcourt, something happened that I must mention here today. A child that came all the way from Kano to Port Harcourt saw that the issue of disagreement is a waste of time. He was with his brothers and sisters from every part of the country. There was no disagreement. So what is wrong with us? Something and somebody is pushing us, which we must stop. Culture is the secret to make a new beginning for our great country. And that's why we say our culture is our pride. And also, this time, our reality is our pride. So, ladies and gentlemen of press, please remember today is your day. We have asked you to come today. These dances we've done is for you. Everything we've done here is for you, so that you can be prepared to give us a better cover in Benin come October. So I welcome all of you, and I say have a wonderful time. Thank you very much.